What if everything you ever believed about success and happiness was challenged by someone completely different from you? Imagine living a life where every step is carefully planned to ensure the perfect future. And then suddenly, meeting someone who turns your world upside down with their passion and spontaneity. Daniel had it all: money, status, recognition. But deep down, something was missing. Emma lived for art, for the raw emotions that life had to offer, even without guarantees. When their paths cross, one question becomes inevitable. Is it worth risking everything for a feeling that can't be measured or planned? If you've ever wondered whether love can truly change the course of your life, stay with me, because I'm about to tell you the story of when two worlds collide. And now, let me ask you, would you risk everything for a love that challenges your world? Or would you choose the safe path without looking back? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this story and want more emotional and unforgettable romances, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me bring more amazing stories to you. And make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Now tell me, do you believe love has the power to change someone's life completely? I can't wait to hear your thoughts. In the heart of a bustling metropolis, reminiscent of New York's energetic pulse or London's historic charm, two contrasting worlds quietly thrived. On one side, Daniel Carter navigated the sleek corridors of corporate America. With every crisp suit and decisive handshake, he projected confidence and success. Yet behind his polished exterior lay a persistent sense of emptiness, a yearning for something more genuine than boardroom victories and quarterly reports. Across town, in a vibrant neighborhood echoing the creative spirit of cities like Melbourne or Toronto, Emma Brooks lived a life fueled by passion and art. Her modest studio apartment, cluttered with canvases and half-finished sculptures, stood as a testament to her tireless pursuit of creative freedom. Emma's days were filled with bursts of inspiration, yet she too battled doubts, wondering if her art could ever transcend the boundaries of her humble surroundings. Despite the stark differences in their lifestyles, both Daniel and Emma shared a common desire: to break free from the confines of a predetermined path. Daniel's structured world left little room for spontaneity, while Emma's bohemian existence, though rich in creativity, was marred by uncertainty. Each of them, in their own way, craved a deeper connection. A spark that might merge ambition with authenticity. Subtle hints of change whispered through the city's streets. A chance remark in a cafe, the distant sound of a street musician, and the shifting hues of a setting sun all hinted at a collision of fates. Unbeknownst to them, their separate journeys were poised to intersect, setting the stage for a transformation that would challenge every preconceived notion of success, love, and identity. One crisp autumn evening, fate orchestrated a meeting that neither Daniel nor Emma could have anticipated. Daniel, compelled by a rare impulse to step outside his regimented schedule, found himself wandering into an art gallery tucked away in a revitalized district of the city. The gallery, with its blend of modern minimalism and historic brick walls, buzzed with quiet conversations and the soft strains of a live acoustic performance. It was here, amid carefully curated canvases and sculptures, that Emma's world converged with his. Emma, whose artwork was being showcased for the first time in a reputable venue, moved gracefully among the visitors. Her installation, a bold interplay of light, shadow, and raw emotion, captivated everyone who passed by. As Daniel approached, drawn to the piece that seemed to pulse with life, he noticed her standing nearby, quietly observing the reactions of onlookers. Their eyes met in a moment that felt charged with unspoken understanding. In the ensuing conversation, the contrast between their worlds became palpable yet oddly complementary. Daniel's polished, measured speech softened as he spoke about the pressures and expectations of his corporate life. Emma, with candor and gentle humor, recounted her struggles to be taken seriously in an art world that often dismissed her unconventional style. The dialogue flowed effortlessly, a blend of earnest confession and mutual curiosity. Their words, though emerging from distinctly different vocabularies, resonated on the same frequency of yearning for authenticity. As the evening wore on, the gallery's ambient light shifted, mirroring the subtle transformation occurring within both of them. Small gestures, a shared laugh over a witty remark, a lingering glance at a particularly evocative painting, hinted at a burgeoning connection. In that serendipitous moment, the boundaries that had long defined their lives began to blur. The encounter was not merely a chance meeting, it was the first step on a path that promised to weave their disparate threads into a single, vibrant tapestry. As the days turned into weeks, the subtle magic of that first encounter began to weave itself into the fabric of Daniel and Emma's lives. However, the newfound connection was soon met with challenges that neither could ignore. The more they revealed their inner worlds, the more the contrasting pressures of their respective lives pressed in. For Daniel, the corporate realm, with its relentless demands and unyielding expectations, reasserted itself. At board meetings and social gatherings, whispers of his unconventional choices began to surface. Colleagues and even some family members expressed concern over his involvement with someone whose world was so far removed from his own. This external pressure forced Daniel into moments of internal conflict, torn between his duty to maintain his image and the irresistible pull of the authenticity Emma represented. Meanwhile, Emma encountered her own set of obstacles. Her artistic journey, already fraught with uncertainty, became increasingly complicated as she strived to balance passion with practicality. Critics in the art community questioned her unconventional methods, and the financial instability inherent in her field began to weigh heavily on her creative spirit. The self-doubt that had once been a quiet undercurrent now surged forward, challenging her resolve to remain true to herself. During quiet evenings filled with long conversations and moments of introspection, both began to realize that their struggles were not merely external. The internal battles, Daniel's fear of vulnerability and Emma's insecurities about her worth, added layers of complexity to their relationship. Each confrontation, whether with demanding superiors or critical peers, deepened the rift between their old lives and the new path they dared to explore. Yet, amidst these challenges, the connection they shared grew ever more vital, a beacon urging them to confront the storm rather than retreat from it. The tension that had been mounting over weeks now reached a crescendo on a chilly winter evening. Emma's major solo exhibition, a daring display of her evolution as an artist, was underway at a renowned gallery that had long been skeptical of her unconventional style. The space was awash in soft lighting, and each piece on display pulsed with raw emotion and defiant creativity, a vivid contrast to the rigid corporate world Daniel had always known. That night, Daniel found himself at the gallery, not merely as an observer but as a supporter determined to affirm his newfound path. The air was charged with anticipation as patrons admired Emma's work. Amid murmurs of admiration and quiet debates about artistic integrity, Emma stood before her most personal piece, a large abstract painting that encapsulated years of struggle and hope. As she surveyed the crowd, her eyes met Daniel's. In that silent exchange, both recognized that this moment was more than a celebration of art, it was a crucible for their relationship. The stakes became clear as familiar voices from Daniel's past intruded. A respected executive, once his mentor, appeared unexpectedly, voicing stern disapproval over Daniel's involvement with what he deemed an unstable world. Simultaneously, Emma's critics in the art community seized the moment to question her authenticity, hinting that her association with someone from the corporate realm might dilute her artistic purity. These voices, laden with expectation and prejudice, pressed heavily on both hearts. In a pivotal moment that would define their futures, Daniel stepped forward. With conviction, he publicly acknowledged the transformative impact Emma had on him, challenging not only the status quo of his professional life but also the very notion of what it meant to be truly successful. Emma, emboldened by his declaration, expressed her own commitment to authenticity, vowing to let her art speak the truth of her experiences. Their declarations resonated deeply within the gallery's walls, igniting applause and sparking a quiet revolution in the hearts of those present. In choosing each other over convention, they embraced a future that merged ambition with vulnerability, a future defined by genuine passion and the courage to change. In the aftermath of the exhibition, a sense of calm slowly settled over Daniel and Emma. The clamor of voices, opinions, and doubts that had once filled the air had given way to a reflective silence, inviting both of them to contemplate the choices that led to this transformative moment. Now, with the echoes of applause still lingering in the gallery, they faced the gentle unfolding of a new chapter in their lives. As the night drew to a close, Daniel and Emma stepped outside into the crisp air. The city, bathed in the soft glow of streetlights and the quiet murmur of late-night wanderers, mirrored their inner state, a blend of hope, renewal, and quiet determination. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, touching on the challenges they had overcome and the lessons learned from their journey. Every word carried the weight of past struggles yet was laced with the promise of future possibilities. At that moment, the pressures of their former worlds seemed to recede. Daniel's colleagues and the corporate structure that once defined him appeared distant, replaced by a newfound commitment to authenticity. Similarly, Emma's relentless battle for recognition in the art community transformed into a celebration of her unique voice, one that would no longer be silenced by external judgments. Together, they embraced the idea that true success is measured not by societal standards but by the courage to live one's truth. With a shared smile and intertwined hands, they acknowledged that while challenges might persist, the strength of their bond would serve as a beacon in times of uncertainty. In choosing each other, they had not only redefined their individual destinies but had also crafted a future where passion, integrity, and love seamlessly converged.